All right, I'm going to call the Justice Committee meeting to order. Do I need to wait, Mike, here? Go ahead. All right. All right, thank you. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion? A motion by Member Chung, second by Member Wendt. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is appearance by members of the public. Do we have anybody?
Thank you, Chairman Erickson. We've had no request for anyone to speak.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is item 4A. Kathy Yoder, McLean County Coroner. I was informed by Ms. Yoder that she will be unable to attend the meeting. If anybody has any questions of Ms. Yoder about her report, they can send them to the county administrator. That should work, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is item 4B. Yeah, where we put him at here?
I'll get away from you.
4B, Don Knapp, McLean County State's Attorney. First item here is item 4B1A, request approval of an amendment to the grant agreement between the State of Illinois, Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority, and the County of McLean. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Member Schaefer, second by Member Martin. Mr. Knapp, would you like to address that?
So as Chairman Erickson said, this is an amendment because it's just a 6 months extension on our VOCA grant. That is you'll see in the memo, the extra, or the increase of $27,866. That's the 6 month payment, to get us through till June in hopes that the state passes a budget that extends it even further. This has been the last 2 times they have funded this grant. This has been the process that they've used. So this is the amount we've budgeted.
Do any of the members have any questions of Mr. Knapp? All right, seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is item 4B1B. Request approval of a resolution to provide services to McLean County State's Attorney's Office by the Office of the State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutor. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Member Chung, second by Member Beer. Mr. Knapp.
So this is our annual contract with the Appellate Prosecutor's Office. They handle almost all of our criminal appeals, some of our civil appeals, and then act as special prosecutor in conflict cases. At times, it's actually, as I believe the memo says, it's been reduced by $1,000 this year. So it is a great bargain. If we had to do this in-house, it would easily take 3 to 4 more ASAs to handle it.
Does any member have any questions of Mr. Knapp? I had some questions out of curiosity. I mean,
Yeah.
does that $36,000, does that go to handling appeals, special prosecutor, to CLE? What is it basically?
It goes into everything. It goes to the appellate
Yeah,
prosecutor.
but what does most of it go for, do you think?
Handling the appeals.
Handling the
Mostly
appeals.
handling the appeals. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I was gonna say, that's a good deal for CLE. I mean,
yeah.
36,000. I mean, anyway. Does anybody have any questions? All right. All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Last item on the agenda, item 4B1, item 4B2, caseload and forfeiture fund and general reports. Mr. Knapp, would you like to address
We have
that?
our general report. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do any of the members have any questions? All right, thank you, Don.
You bet.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4C. We have no item for action. It's Mike Donovan, Court Services Director. Do have item 4C2A, the Court Services Adult and Juvenile Division Statistics. If you have any questions, you can direct them to the county administrator. If you want to ask them now, you can. Is that okay? All right. Anybody have any questions? All right. Seeing none, thank you. Don's not here either. All right. Next item on the agenda is item 4D, Don Everhart, McLean County Circuit Clerk. We have no items for action. We do have an item for information, item 4D2A, monthly statistical reports. Say the same thing. If you have any questions, you can direct them to the county administrators. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to have to do a song and dance, get this I'm up here a little bit. All right, next item on the agenda is item 4E, Ron Lewis. He's here, yeah. All right, we have no items for action. We do have item 4E2, caseload report. Mr. Lewis, anything you'd like to say about it? Okay. Do any of the members have any questions of Mr. Lewis? All right, seeing none, thank you. Hi. All right, next item on the agenda is item 4F, Molly Evans, Children's Advocacy Center Director. Two items for action. First item is item 4F1A, request approval of an amendment to the grant agreement between the Illinois Association of Court-Appointed Special Advocates and CASA of McLean County. Can I have a motion to approve? You have a motion by member Martin, second by member Webb. Ms. Evans, do you have any comments about that?
This is just, again, an amendment. This grant was scheduled to end in October of 21. This is the second time it's been amended. So this will go now through June 30th, and I anticipate it probably getting extended again. They're just doing 6-month extensions. So this grant pays for primarily for our contractual educational liaison for the CASA program.
Do any members have any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be voting on item 4F1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item on the agenda is item 4F1B, request approval of a contract between the County of McLean and Catherine Gillespie as educational liaison for the McLean County CASA program. And can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by member Webb, second by member Beer. Ms. Evans, would you like to address that?
Again, this is just extending her contract for the second time now to cover the hours that will be covered by the grant that we just discussed.
Do any members have any questions of Ms. Evans? All right, seeing none, we'll be voting on item 4F1B. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Finally, we have item 4F2, monthly statistics and general report. Ms. Evans, is there anything you'd like to say about that?
I don't have anything further to add, but happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Will's not here either, I don't think. Okay, you taking questions then on that one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4G, Will Scanlon Circuit Court. Item 4G1, one item for action A, 4G1A, request approval of an amendment to the neutral site custody exchanged and supervised visitation center agreement. And can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by member Chung, a second by member Schaefer. Cassie, is there anything? County administrator. Wait, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, but I can take any
Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote. We'll be voting on item 4G1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next item on the agenda. Wait till it gets up here. Hi. Next item on the agenda is item 4H, John Sandich, McLean County Sheriff. We have 3 items here for action. First item is item 4H1A, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the state of Illinois, Illinois Emergency Management Agency, in the county of McLean. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by member Went, a second by member Schaefer. Sheriff Sandich, anything you'd like to say about that?
This is just renewal of our annual grant that covers a lot of our payroll benefits and other expenses dealing with EMA.
Any members have any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be voting on item 4H1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is item 4H1B, request approval of County Sheriff Support Program, financial support conditions and certification. Can I have a motion to approve? A motion by member Schaefer, a second by member Webb. Sheriff Sandich, anything you'd like to say about that?
Yes, this is reimbursement for us holding on to prisoners that should be in the Illinois Department of Corrections. They're paying us a rate of $35 a day, which is about half of what the actual cost was. So the state of Illinois is really sticking it to local government. We stand to receive about $310,000 from this agreement. It's not what we wanted, but the state has put us in a corner where this is all you get. Not only that, they sent the agreement with less than a week turnaround time during the holidays. So it was very purposefully done, and all 102 sheriffs in the state of Illinois are not happy about the agreement, but we realize that you have to take what you can get.
Do any members have any questions of Sheriff Sandich? Member Chung?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess my question about that is that do you foresee any sort of point of being able to get the rest of that at any other point down the road? Is that something that the sheriffs in all the other counties, I mean, again, it sounds like something that that we're not the only ones stuck with this in this position.
No, we're
so
not. And that's a good question. That's still up to debate whether we can. I got with Mr. Knapp and Mr. Spanos, and we had talked about possibly adding a line in there that would specify that we could go after the remainder. The state did not want that in the contract, so it's really sad. They're just throwing their troubles down to the local level, and we're kind of stuck with it.
I follow up on that. Is that all right? Thank you. I guess my other question is, so, I mean, yeah, I looked at this when the letter was given on the 17th of December, and then you had to send something back where I read it earlier. It was something within like a week or so.
It was sent on the 17th. We didn't receive it till the 20th.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
and then you had like about a week or so to
Yes.
respond to that. So, since it seems like it was that they're, what am I trying to say? Trying to make you, respond quickly. Will they be paying it that quickly? I guess is my question.
They are saying that between 60 and 90 days.
Okay.
The aggravating thing about not getting that till December 20th was they had all those facts and figures in August, and they sat on it till basically the last week of the year. So.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that, and I hope that, you can try and get more at some point in the future.
Thank you.
Do any other members have any questions? All right, seeing none, we will be voting on item 4H1B. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next item on the agenda is item 4H1C, request approval of a non-congregate sheltering reimbursement agreement between Emergency Management Agency and Illinois State University. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by member Went, second by member Chung. Sheriff Sandich, anything you'd like to say about that?
This is kind of a pass-through grant. Evidently, Illinois State University is not able to directly apply for this, so they go through emergency management, and then it gets passed through to them.
Any of the members have any questions? All right, member Webb.
It's not as much of a question, but I will be abstaining on this one.
All right, seeing no questions, we're going to be voting on item 4H1C. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, last item on the agenda is item for information. It's item 4H2A, monthly statistical report. Sheriff Sandich, is there anything you'd like to say about that?
The one thing I had of note, of course, we had a COVID outbreak in the jail. Total inmates that tested positive, and this isn't necessarily at one time, this is within the span that we've had, was 57, and total staff that have tested positive were 15 during this latest outbreak. Currently, as of today, we have 5 positive inmates and 2 positive staff. So a lot of testing's been done. I can't give enough thanks to our medical staff, to our emergency management that helped with the testing, and of course to my correctional staff that have dealt with this the whole time.
Do any members have any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll be voting on, we're not voting on the statistical report, so we won't be voting on that. Thank you, Sheriff Sanders.
All right, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is item 4I, Cassie Taylor, County Administrator. Anything you want to say here?
I have no items for action, but I would like to ask Don Knapp to come back up to the table. We are working on the recruitment and retention of our professional staff, and much like other departments and other areas of the county that are having difficulty in finding appropriate staff, that also goes for our legal teams with the Public Defender's Office and the State's Attorney's Office. And recently we had another resignation within the State's Attorney's Office. So we are working with Mr. Knapp, and we will be working with Ron as well to see what, besides the salary study, which will be underway very soon, what other mechanisms that we can try to retain good staff. And so, Mr. Knapp, I know that you had spoke with me earlier, if you'd like to add anything to that
Just
conversation.
that, and I don't know where Ron stands right now. January 3rd, so Monday, our office was at full staff for the first time since March. And on the 14th, we will no longer be at full staff because lawyers continue to get hired away from us. And it's almost always professional staff. We have great applicant pools for support staff, but we will have postings in numerous places for months on end and not get any applicants. It's not unique to McLean County. My friends in Vermilion County, for example, is staffed at 11 ASAs. They've been working at 7 for over a year. I believe Peoria County's down 8 ASAs. I think Macon's down 3, and these are small. Peoria's the same size. Vermilion's much smaller. Macon's smaller. And so it is, again, not unique to us. So we've been working, Cassie and I have had a number of conversations ongoing, that didn't just start today, that have been ongoing for months, if not a year, about potential fixes in just the way both Ron's office and mine is staffed. As you know, is with 5 different job classifications for ASAs or APDs, 1 through 5. And could we augment that somehow to give us more flexibility, still within the budget provided, that could make us maybe a little more competitive? I know, and I'll give an example of Vermilion County. You can go look right now. I believe my friend Jackie Lacey over there has had a 6-figure, $100,000 salary out there for some time and can't get any applicants. Jody Hughes is starting, I believe, her ASAs at $60,000 a year in Peoria County. I think we would struggle to get to 60 for a starting ASA. As an ASA 1, right out of the gate, we usually step 10 of ASA 1s around $52,000, $53,000. So the impacted position list helps. It's not always about dollars and cents, but and I don't want to speak for Ron, but recruitment and retention has been and will continue to be an issue. Some of the lawyers, the recent lawyer we lost to another unit of local government for $20,000 more a year. So on the one hand, you get good people and other people want them. On the other hand, to fulfill our mission, I don't recommend not being fully staffed for ever. So just thanks, Cassie. I'll take any questions if you have any. Yeah.
Member Schaefer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Previously, you had said that the passage of the bar rate was impacting everyone also on that. Is that still the same case now, that colleges are back in person sessions, so that that maybe that might have had an impact on that passage rate?
February bar rate passage was horrible, in the under 50%. The overall summer bar passage was higher, was in the 70s for first-time takers, but down to 19% for second-time takers. So I think, and Chris and I looked at these, it was over the 50s, but if it was in the 60s, it was barely in the 60s. Now, that might not be such a big deal, depending on how many people are coming out of law schools, and I don't know that. I do know that in the 4th district, when they swore in the new crop of lawyers in the 4th district, which is what we are in the 4th Appellate District, there were 40-some lawyers sworn in, maybe 50-some, and only 3 from McLean County. At least that's what was in the Bar Association newsletter. So it is, and we had some of them. We actually had some of those lawyers in our office. Ron might have had some in his. So yeah, bar passage doesn't help. Is that a function of going to law school remotely versus in person? It's been a long time since I've been to law school, so I gotta believe it doesn't help. It wouldn't help me. So, anything else? Yeah.
Thank you. So I guess, so you were saying that as of yesterday, you fully staffed for the first time since March of last year, 2021?
March of 21, yeah.
Okay, and then, so the lawyer who is leaving, what, I know you have this ranking, what rank?
3, ASA 3.
Okay,
And that was one of the, so we lose a lot of ASA 1s and we lose a lot of ASA 3s for a number of different reasons. And one of the solutions, or one of the ideas that Ms. Taylor and I are kicking around, is instead of going to these 5 divisions, for anybody who worked at State Farm, they knew they had, for example, a type of employment classification would be an RA 1, 2, and 3. Do we go to, for a classification, do we go to ASA 1s and 2s and ASA 3s and 4s, or something where one of the reasons we lose 1s and 3s is because they don't have anywhere to go, right? They're in a spot, and if somebody doesn't leave, there's nowhere to move up, even though they're doing a great job, even though they bring value to the enterprise, and even though we've trained them up. And so that could potentially be, not necessarily, but giving us more flexibility within those ranges, to where in working with the administrator's office, we say this person has been here X amount of time. If we don't do something for them, we're going to lose. And then it's going to be even more expensive productivity-wise to train somebody else.
Okay, thank you for that.
Mhm.
Any other questions? I got a question. I haven't followed this. What did they do to the bar exam that's causing such a low passage rate?
I don't know, Chuck, and I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Like I say, going to law school online probably doesn't help. I don't know where the average GPAs and test scores, and I haven't followed a lot of the demographics of people going to law school, so I don't know if that plays into it. And then studying for the bar exam. I mean, the way that probably we studied was, we got together basically for a second session of law school, and I think that's probably all online. Whether that's a good thing, bad thing, or not, I don't know. I do know this last go around, the dates changed. In other words, whatever date was originally announced kept getting pushed back because of COVID and some things. And that probably causes a little bit of apprehension if you don't know the exact date you're going to take the bar exam. But yeah. And so I don't know if Ron's got any other insight to that, but I think it's probably a confluence of things. Whether it turns around, couldn't tell you. Yeah, no, it's still, everybody does those classes and everything, but instead of going and watching Convisor in person like I did at Kent, it's all online. And so yeah. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but it was historic. There've been some historical lows. Yeah. And whether that's with every state or not, I don't know.
Thank you. I guess, and I don't know if you can answer this, like where, because, attorneys and law is like way beyond my sort of, anything that I've ever done because I'm a musician. But where do you recruit, where have like, I guess, pools of people, like potential lawyers, ASAs, where do
Sure.
they come from?
Sure. Backing up just historically, Judge Chambers, when he was state's attorney, told me he always had a stack of resumes between 5 to 15 of people who just want to join the office. So at times there has been no active recruitment. It's been put the opening up and we've got resumes. Since I've been here, the one thing we try not to do because we haven't gotten great results is advertising with the Illinois State Bar Association. It's expensive and there are so many free places. We advertise in all of the state law schools. Some of the private law schools in the state, some outside of the state, but not too far outside of the state, and then a lot of bar newsletters like McLean County, Peoria County, DuPage, and Chicago. The Chicago Bar Association newsletter is cheaper than the Chicago Daily Law Bulletin. So we try to go paid advertisement as little as we can, but that's a little bit because we just haven't had great luck. And we have got one of our attorneys who started this week is from Lyons Township, a Chicago area, went to law school at Washington University in DC, and so that has paid off on recruitment a little bit, but even that is touch and go.
All right, next item on the agenda is other business and communication. Does anybody have anything like to say? All right. Next item is item 6, recommend payment of bills and transfers. I have bills here in the amount of $420,971.49. I have a letter here by the county auditor saying that she has reviewed the bills and they are in accordance with McLean County ordinance, resolutions, and policies. Can I have a motion to approve the bills? I have a motion by member Chung, a second by member Beer. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? I think we're done, aren't we? We're adjourned. Thank you.